Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So they are saying an altitude is drawn from the vertex of an isosceles triangle, forming a right angle and two congruent triangles. Okay. So it's an isosceles triangle. An altitude is drawn from the vertex, the top point of an isosceles triangle, forming a right angle and two congruent triangles. So over here, let's say this is the isosceles triangle. Mm-mm. So this over here is our isosceles triangle. And in this one, they are saying that a vertex, there is an altitude that is drawn. So altitude is something which is making a 90-degree angle. Here, 90-degree here. So they are saying an altitude is drawn from the vertex of an isosceles triangle, forming a right angle and two congruent triangles. So this triangle and this triangle, both of them are congruent. As a result, the altitude cuts the base into two equal segments. So this segment is actually equivalent to this segment. And this is an isosceles triangle. So let's say this side is equal to this side. And this segment is equal to this segment. Two equal segments. The length of altitude is 9 centimeter. So now we know this pink line is actually 9 centimeter they have given to us. Length of base is 7 inches. So this is the base. It is 7 inches. Now see, let me call it A, B, C, and D. So A to C is 7 inches. So how much is A to D and D to C?
Um, A to C.
A to C is 7 inches, right? They are saying the length of base is 7 inches. How much is A to D and D to C?
A to D would be um,
How will
5.
we how will we find out? See, they have given the altitude, that is this pink line has been drawn. This is our altitude. And it is dividing this base into half, into two equal portions. That is, whatever is the length of AC, it is getting divided into this half and this half. So we are given AC is 7. How do we find how much is AD and how much is DC? How do we find it out?
Mm, 80 we divide 7 by 2.
Yes, very good. Because it is in the middle point, so it should be half of 7. So we got 7.5, 7.5, both of the sides. Now, after this, find the triangle's perimeter they are saying. So we want to find out the perimeter. Find the nearest tenth of an inch. What is the perimeter of a polygon?
Um, 7 plus 7 plus 7.
Like it will be sum of all sides, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But here it is not given that this is 7 and this is 7, right? They have just told that the triangle is isosceles. That means two sides are equal. Base is given 7,
Oh, okay.
right? Yeah, so that is given. Now base is given, a perpendicular is given. What can we do so that we are having the side length?
Mm, mm,
We want to find out x. We can take any triangle A, B, D, A, B, D, C, anyone.
ADB.
Okay, in triangle ADB. What to do in triangle ADB? We want to find x. We know it is a right angle triangle. One side is given, a pink side is given, the base is given. What do we do?
Um, we do the um, H squared equals B squared plus P squared.
Very good. Because it is a right angle triangle, we can apply the Pythagorean theorem, which says hypotenuse square, which is x square, is equal to 9 square plus 7.5 square. Okay. So we got 81 plus 49 over 4. 4. And this we are getting. So we can do the LCM of this 324 over 4 plus 49. So we got 3, 7, and 3. Okay, any doubt here?
No doubt.
Mhm. So they are saying around to the nearest tenth of an inch. That means we can, also find out what is it in the decimal place. All right. So we got x squared. That means x is equals to root of 373 over 4. Okay. So after doing this, we know root of 373 we have to find differently and this one differently. So we're getting 2 here and 373. Its square root we have to find out and square root of 373. How much is it going to be?
Mm, 19.31.
Great, 19.31. So it's not a perfect square. So that's why the questions are given in this format because you're allowed the calculators.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got x value and that we have to divide with 2 also. So how much do we get as x value?
We get 9.655.
655. Yeah, we can say 9.66
Um, yeah.
because after that also 6 coming now. So I just rounded on. 9.655 you were having. On mine one it was showing 9.656.
Oh,
Okay. No worries, there is a slight difference always. So x is coming out to be this value. Oh, because I divided the whole like big number, not 19.31. That's why.
oh,
Okay, we got the value of x. Now we just want to find out the perimeter. So what is the perimeter going to be?
it'll be,
How would we
mm,
find it out?
we have to add all the sides up.
Yes. 9.66 plus 9.66 plus 7. So what do we get?
26.32.
26.32. So we are told to only calculate up till the nearest tenth of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
So perimeter is coming out to be how much?
26.3.
Very good, 26.3 inches. And that's what we had to find out in this particular question. Any doubt? Any question here?
No.
All right. So you can make a note of this. So a certain television is advertised as a 38-inch TV. So certain television is advertised as a 38-inch TV. The diagonal length, if the height of the TV is 25 inches, how wide is the TV? Around the nearest to the nearest tenth of an inch. Okay. So the first step is that we make a figure for this. So there is a certain television is advertised as a 38-inch TV. The diagonal, so its diagonal length is 38 inches. This is 38 inches. If the height of the TV is 25 inches, how wide is the TV? If this height is 25 inches, how wide is the TV? That is this thing. We have to find out. Around to the nearest tenth. Now, what do you think we will do here?
Um, mm, we'll do the h squared equals b squared plus p squared.
Yes, very good. So over here, we don't know one side. Let's call it x. So we know according to the Pythagorean theorem, because it is a right angled triangle, 38 square is equals to its base, let's say, is x square, and this is 25 squared. So what is it going to be?
Um, it'll be for 38 squared, it'd be 1,444.
Hmm,
And then for 25, it'll be 625.
very good. So x square is equivalent to 1444 minus 625. How much will that be?
Um, 819.
And we want to find out the square root. How much is the square root of 819?
Um, it's 28.62.
And they are telling us to find out to around to the nearest tenth of an inch. So what is the value of x?
So it'll be to the nearest tenth, right?
Yes, to the nearest tenth.
It'll be 28.6.
Very good, that's right. So 20 foot, 25 foot ladder is set against the side of a house so that it reaches up to 15 feet. Okay, so I'm just making a shape for the house. Okay. Well, it doesn't look like, but just to, imitate, it's a just house. Let us consider this is just a house. 25-foot ladder is set against the side of the house. Let us say this is our ground. And in this ground, the 25-foot ladder is set against the side of the house. Let's say this side of the house, there is a 25-foot ladder. And this is the ladder over here. And the ladder's length is 25 foot. And of the house so that it reaches up 15 feet. So up till here, how much ever it is, it's actually reaching 15 foot, 15 feet. If Camden grabs the ladder at its base, so there is some person and they have just grabbed the ladder from here, must be sitting here and stuff, and pulls it 3 feet farther from the house. So this Camden person is here and he just pulled it 3 feet farther from the house. How far up the side of the house will the ladder reach now? So it was initially 15 feet. Now it must have slid down a little, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they are asking, what is the slide there? That is what we want to find out. Okay. For that, number one thing is first we have to know what is the base here. What is the base? So
Um,
the buildings are always perpendicular to the ground, so making a 90-degree angle. What can we use to find out this base which we are calling as x?
Pythagorean theorem.
Yes, very good. Pythagorean theorem will be used. So we are getting 25 squared is equals to the height, which is 15 square, plus the base, which we don't know. That. Now we got 25 square is 625, 15 square is 225, plus x square, and x square is equals to then 625 minus 225, which is giving us a 400. So over here, what is the value of x we'll be getting?
Um, you get 20.
20. 20 feet. Okay, so we got this is 20 feet, right? Now, I'm creating the same image, but when this thing has slid, so it is sliding now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the actual ladder is not here. It has covered 3 feet more. So x we already know now. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
this ladder is now, let me elongate it so that it looks that we have, yeah, okay. So this was before this x was initially 20, but now we have slid the ladder a little. We know this must have slid a little, so that means the height does not remain the same. It must have reduced a little.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's say that this ladder is actually coming up till here. X feet, which is 20 feet plus 3 feet, makes it a 23 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now this person is here and this ladder has come here and it must have slid down a little. So the height must have reduced. So height is reduced. Okay. We don't know how much is reduced, but we know it is reduced. Let me call this y because x we have already used. So this
Okay.
height is y now. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think the ladder's length will change?
No.
No, right? So it's 25 feet still. Now they want us to find out how far up the side of the house will the ladder reach now. So what is the height now? They want us to find out. What can we do now?
Um, we do the Pythagorean theorem.
Perfect. So again we got hypotenuse, which is 25 square, base, which is 23 square, perpendicular, which we don't know about, y square. So it is again 6 to 5. 23 square is 5 to 9 plus y square. So y square is 6 to 5 minus 5 to 9, which is 96. Is it the same coming for you?
Um, yes.
So we got y square, but we don't want to find y square, we want to find y. So we have to take the square root of 96. What is the square root of 96?
9.8.
Yeah. After rounding off, 9.8 and feet. So that's what they wanted us to find out.
Okay.
All right. So you can have a look at the whole question once here. If there is any doubt, let me know, please. Anything
Mm,
you'd like to ask?
mm, okay, I get everything.
Great. You can make a note of this.